Oh? Well, hello there. Question for me, you ask? Sure, ask now, I respond you. What's that? I'm sorry, my ears are kind of like, How do find you mentors awesome like me? Unless you're like me and you just use the force and force someone to choose you. But only when you are Jedi like I can you use the force and manipulate people to choose you. So there you go. Hope that helps. What's up guys, thank you for checking out this video. There's gonna be some cool entrepreneurial tips and tricks here. This is part of a Kidpreneurship course for parents I recorded. So if you want to check out the entire course, module 1 is right over here. Or you can check out our regular actual YouTube videos which shares tips, tricks, roadmap strategies to help you build profitable businesses. Lastly, this is a non-for-profit YouTube channel, so 100% of YouTube AdSense revenue will be donated to legal registered charities that support youth entrepreneurship. So the more we share, the more we care. Thank you so much for your support and let's get on with the video. Peace. What's up? All right, guys, this is it. We're talking about mentors now. And this is kind of something really important to me because there are a ton of people, especially, this program was sort of inspired by people without entrepreneurial experience. So it's really people reaching out and for many different reasons. One in particular is someone who tells me, self-proclaims, he tells me he's an introvert. He's an IT dude, doesn't really get out much. But his daughter in particular is she plays team sports, basketball, football, just always chooses team sports, always chooses something that she can socialize with other people, and yet he's the complete opposite. And so he's like, Tuan, I could see so many things, and she even tells me, she wants to explore all these things, and part of it is exploring running a business. She didn't know where to start. And so he came up to me and he's like, hey Tuan, how blah blah, and he's like, one of my biggest challenges is that I don't want to call you all the time, and I'm an introvert, so I don't know what to do. So then I said to him, all right, there's a few tips I'm going to offer. First of all, truth be told, there's so much good information online, and I'm a video guy, and in a way he loves video as well. So I said there are many incredible people you could learn from online. You could go to their sites, you go to their YouTube channel, whatever it may be, and you can learn how maybe their tips and strategies. Even simple things like a simple quote can shift the mind a lot. And so understanding some of the most powerful expressions out there that people have used to shift minds, change direction of organizations, all this information is out there. So I said to him, if you're really into research and understanding, and that's his flavor, he loves to just research and solve problems. So I asked him kind of create this as a problem statement, and then the answers to go out there and research and find the answer. And so we came up with several things, and I realized that mentorship and support is so important. That's why the ACE card, A, what's your aptitude? He wants to be able to support his kids in entrepreneurship, right? But then what's the community? And the community sometimes in the beginning, some people work, they don't have a big network, and they just go to work, come home, be with their kids. It's not like they go and mingle with people, right? And so the community could be online. If you don't join an online community with other people, the community could even just be where content is distributed. I, for example, like I said, I'm really big into YouTube. I love video. I find it enhances the experience for me, but I also love brilliant writing as well. So reading a really cool blog is awesome as well. So I tend to go to these two places. Then you throw in the podcast every now and then, but I'm really mainly YouTube and reading blogs. And so my community could just revolve around that if I knew nobody, right? And I would identify them as the person who I associate with. But then I went further with him and I said, who'd you buy this house with? Did you go on your own? Did you hire an agent? What's your relationship with this agent? And he says, oh, it's actually my cousin. It's like, oh, okay, that's great. That's even better. So then I said, real estate agents, your accountant, these individuals are great individuals to just get on a call and say, hey, can I talk to you about my daughter? This is what's going on. And I kind of don't know where to start. I find when I look out there and I see, how they encourage each other, support each other, I really like how real estate agents support each other and help grow. And it's a way to grow a business that's very tangible too. So it's very relatable when you talk to real estate agents. So learning about their journey is pretty awesome. Then you got the accountant as well as the real estate agent, maybe the lawyer that helped you with the purchase of your home. Very simple ones like that. A quick call, say, hey, remember me, right? And then to say, hey, this is what's going on with my family and my daughter. All three of these groups of of people deal with other businesses. They might say, hey dude, I have a friend of mine or a client slash friend. I can talk to them about you, and if you're open to it, they're just like you. They're like this, they're like this, and suddenly what's really great is they align the values and the characteristic personalities with who you are, and then begins your small circle.
Wow.
I do something is I like to call out people I value their time. And in the beginning of my divorce, I really didn't have a lot of money. I was in a lot of debt, so I couldn't afford to really take people to extravagant meals. So instead, I did start with a mortgage broker, Paul Stevenson, and a few other people. And I said, can I treat you out for breakfast? Right? And it was the most affordable, the $3.99 breakfast special. Some of them was like, I think it was like $2 or whatever. IKEA was so cheap, like $1 breakfast or something like that, right? And so I found more affordable ways, and I treated the people I want to connect with for breakfast. And sure, I am not as introverted as many people. I'm really borderline introvert, extrovert. I'm really good with people, but I love my alone time. It's why I work at home. I don't have to deal with a lot of people, right? So what am I? I don't really know. But the whole idea is that, you know, when you start with a small person, one group or one person you trust, it's amazing what can happen. So I advise, of course, if you're able to connect with someone like your real estate agent, say, hey, listen, I want to talk about my child. This is what's going on. Can I buy you breakfast so we can just have a chat? Can I send Uber something over, Uber Eats or Skip Dish over, and then let's hop on a Zoom call and just want to have a conversation with you, right?
Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
And so these are really, really great ways to figure out. Now, who is a good mentor? And these are some criteria that would also work with who's a great mentor for your kids. But, you know, being the top or being the best doesn't really mean they're the best mentor for you or the best advisor, right? At the end of the day, I think you should choose who you vibe with, and everyone has certain strengths and you have certain fears and all that kind of stuff, or maybe insecurities or curiosities even. And aligning that is really important, right? But I find chemistry is really important. Just how you understand each other is almost foundational. And I'll use this kind of couple that I was in a restaurant and they were celebrating their 70th marriage anniversary. And I said, what's your secret? And you know, the wife said, well, they looked at each other and they said, well, I think we bring out the best in each other and we just get each other. You know, just to hear that was so beautiful, to understand this natural chemistry of vibe. And then they went on telling about how they've struggled many years here and there. And I was like, wow, what an incredible story. But the foundation was they still brought out the best in each other and they understood each other. There was this natural chemistry. So in your case, that's what I would do as you slowly make your way out there and meet people. Finding mentors and people who can support and advise you is just a step away. Of course, it's also how much time do you have to receive advisory, right? That's why I love going online. I do believe so many answers out there, but nothing beats a conversation. Nothing beats the flow of a conversation between two people, because ideas arise from that and concepts and lessons. It's just beautiful when you have that conversation. So really consider that. Now let's move on to the kids side, right? Now with kids, a little bit different, but I have just a few key criteria that I want to make sure I share with you. Again, it's not about finding the best out there. It's not about finding the smartest person out there. I think the first criteria for your kids to find mentors and connect them with kids is that, let's say through your mortgage broker, real estate agent, or accountant, you meet 2-3 people, but then you could tell instinctively that maybe, or you could ask straight up, like, do you like teaching kids? Do you like teaching? Or maybe ask them to teach you a few concepts. If you find, you know, the smartest person still confuses the heck out of you, which happens so often, then you don't want to go with that person. So meaning the ideal person who could be a mentor is someone who could actually teach the subject in an interesting way. So they don't have to be the best. I would like to say I'm definitely not the smartest, but I have a way of teaching things. And at the end of the day, if you vibe with my style and you like the way I'm teaching, it's gonna work, right? But I do find, because here's a funny joke, maybe not a funny joke, but I think I read and write at a grade 8 level. And turns out in Canada at least, the national reading average is grade 8, which explains why most people understand me, which means when I learn something fairly complicated, and I can learn complicated things, but the way I explain it is like at a grade 8 level, which is awesome, which I didn't realize, which I actually felt insecure about for the longest time. But turns out it's my superpower to not be able to speak higher than a grade 8 level. Who would have thunk? I know. Ba-ba-da! Anyways, so back to, and there's no such word as anyways, by the way, that's why I learned it's anyway, right? So, haha, grammar, police, you didn't get me on that one. So, back to your kids. Number one is, well, one of the number ones, actually there's one before that. Number two then is they're good at explaining. Number one, in my opinion, is they have a passion for teaching their expertise or their interest, their passion to children, right? Or yeah, to kids in general. I think that's really important because we're talking about mentors for your kids. So number one is they need to love and enjoy and have a great passion for, sharing knowledge with children. Second is they don't have to be the best, but they should be really good at explaining things in a way that kids and honestly, parents, anyone can explain. Like that's so core, because what's the point of finding a mentor when you don't understand a single thing they're saying? Another thing is they could have a cool story behind them, or when I say cool, I like to say a relevant story, a story about them that resonates, right? And so, I feel I resonate with certain people, and I definitely don't resonate with certain people. So let's just stick it at that, right? I may or may not resonate with you even throughout this. The fact that you're here right now, perhaps I resonate with you. Thank you. If not, hopefully you find someone who resonates with you, and all love and power to you, right? Of course, likable energy is awesome. I love likable energy. There's something about working with kids and you're able to rise, like I said, to their level of curiosity, rise to their level of energy and creativity, right? So that's something that creates this likable energy. So I would say those are the main criteria for mentorship. And so there you guys go. I think I'm rambling on now, but I'm just so excited. I'm deeply blessed and grateful for you to be here. Peace out. Let's find some great mentors. Let's find some right programs for your kids, and let's rock it in the kidpreneur world. Peace.